What's going on, guys? Anthony here with Doable. Welcome back to the channel. First of all, Happy New Year to everyone. Happy 2025. Wishing you all a prosperous new year. We're going to jump right into it, guys. As you know, I've been working on getting my food trailer set up with my EG4 12,000 XP inverter. It's finally D-Day. Time to fire it up. We've got everything hooked up. We've got our batteries mounted, got everything torqued, wires all in, and it's time to now flick the switch and see if everything works. Will it work? I don't know. Let's give it a go and see what happens. Getting the batteries all turned on here. So I'm going to start flicking my breakers and firing up my BMSs. If you remember, I've installed two new batteries. These are the LifePower 4 version 2 batteries, and they are coupling up with my version 1 batteries. I had three version 1 batteries. So I'm firing up my two main batteries. This version 2 battery is my master battery. That's where my communication cables is connected to. And that just goes down to all my version 1 batteries. This cable had to be a special cable to communicate between the version 1 batteries and the version 2 batteries. You can't tell by just looking at it, but I had to alter this cable. And again, if I didn't mention this, you wouldn't even know that I did. And I did it right there. So you can't even tell that it's been altered or anything. And basically all that is that it just needs two of the cables in this bundle to communicate between the version 1 and the version 2. If you leave all the cables intact, it will not work properly. And I had to, between a few different sources, between Signature Solar as well as a few other content creators out there online that had run into some of these issues initially, I was able to figure that out, got everything working, had my software updates done on my version 1 batteries so that it now becomes compatible with the rest of the pack here. So now that all my batteries are powered on, we're going to go outside, get the inverter fired up. Bear with me a second. Let me get you guys set up and in view. I'm going to flick my battery on. Get the power on. Inverter just fired up. Try to get you a close-up of that. See if I can get past the glare of the sun here. There you go. Hopefully that's better. All right. So as you can see, inverter's up and running. I'm going to throw my PV on. It's a little bit late in the afternoon for me, so we might not be capturing a whole lot, but you can see there's definitely PV action happening, which is good. Gonna flick my EPS switch to, actually I'm gonna throw my breakers on and then hit my EPS switch for inverting. And one last thing is to switch the trailer over from my shore power to my inverter. And with that, we are now running on the inverter power. And you should be able to see the little house icon starts pulling power from the batteries and the inverter here and inverting. And just like that, have no fires, no issues, no beeping, no errors or anything. Well, not really, not anything. See, today is like this is my second time firing the system up. I did this initially just before the Christmas break and was able to get the system working, fired up, inverting, and was powering the trailer, no problems. And then there was a problem. The inverter just stopped inverting or supplying power to the trailer. And I could not figure out what was going on. I was wondering, did I hook something up wrong? There was no errors popping up. There was no beeping saying that there was an error or something. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. And I shut everything down, rechecked everything, rebooted the system. It started inverting, and then shortly after, it shut down. So to troubleshoot it, I was able to call Signature Solar and got their input. So it turned out what happened was because the batteries were full, it was causing an error code in the inverter itself. Apparently, because the system is so new, the 12,000 XPs are so new, they haven't worked out every single bug, and to be expected. If that's the worst of all that happens, I'm not going to complain. The fix was to change my battery chemistry. And the customer service at Signature Solar for the past year and a half, 2 years now that I've been dealing with them, have been excellent. Every time that I've called, they were very helpful in helping me figure out what my problem is and got me on track. So because I also have my Wi-Fi dongle hooked up to my inverter and I've already created my online account, they were able to remote in for me and change the settings that were needed, which was, I believe I had to change to some, it's a lead acid battery setting. And that's one other thing that they had to change. So I'm currently waiting on a system software update that they should be able to fix the issue. And the issue was that the inverter was shutting down or not inverting simply because my batteries were at 100% full at the time. So because it was full, I had great solar for that day. It's as if there was some confusion in terms of the software, and they didn't know what to do with the power, how to utilize it, and it was causing the system to go haywire, not haywire, but it just stopped inverting. So by changing the battery chemistry for me and getting the system back online, it's been working just fine. So I've ran it for a few days and was just monitored it just to see if there was any other issues. And just before Christmas, because I was heading out of town, I did shut it down and reconnected my shore power, just leaving, just as a safeguard. And when I returned, I just double checked everything to make sure that we were all good. And I've been working ever since. So I will update you once I get that version or the software update. I will get that an update out to you to make sure that it nothing else has come up. So the way that the system is currently working is because it's set up as lead acid battery and not lithium. It's working just fine. It's inverting. It's powering the trailer. You can hear my refrigeration and everything running in the background. The lights that are currently on in here are running off my 12-volt battery, but that is also being charged off of my onboard charger that's up here that basically tops off that. But that power from the onboard charger is now coming from the inverter that's coming from the sun. So the lead acid battery settings that is currently in the system, it's working, but I prefer the communication side of it. I don't understand or know the full chemistry or the science behind it, but I'm a techie person. I love technology, and I just like to know that the communications port that I worked on putting in there is what is used to charge the batteries, and it should optimize the way the system works better once that works. So I'm going to be following up with Signature Solar in the next few days, or checking online to see if that software update is available yet. I'll get that updated, hopefully get the system reconfigured back to the lithium ion phosphate batteries that I have, and then the communication port should be working the way that it should, and everything should be then back to normal, let's just say. So I will be keeping you posted on that and getting you updates on that very shortly. But as it stands, it worked. More videos to follow as I progress through um, showing you what am I powering, because you're probably wondering, Anthony, why do you need so much power? Why a 12,000 XP? Why not just a 6,000 XP or something smaller? And I do have a plan on making a video on showing all my equipment, basically giving you a breakdown as to my amperage, my wattage, all that, so you hopefully understand the method behind my madness, so to speak, and justify my crazy notion that I have going for running my trailer off a 12,000 XP inverter. So without further ado on that, again, thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys checking out the information. If you find value in what you're seeing and liking the content, again, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, maybe subscribing. That way you can get notifications or notified when my next video comes up, so you can follow along my journey here, follow along the progress. And I'm also starting to prep for my season opening, because I am off season. I'm closed for the season because here in Vegas it's pretty cold out and it's hard to sell ice to Eskimos, let's just say. So for me, I close down operation from November through February, when the weather is not so great for selling snow cones and shaved ice and cold treats, so to speak. And which is also the time I also take to do maintenance, repairs such as this, or maintenance on the trailer, and getting it ready for my season opening up in March. At this point, I know what some of you are thinking is that, well, how do you know, or how do I know that you're really running off of the inverter and not hooked up on shore power? So I'm going to do an uninterrupted flow of the video here, showing basically my connections and everything are the setup, and showing you that everything is just running off of shore power, or not shore power, I'm sorry, to ensure that nothing is, it's not running on shore power. Okay, so I'm going to be taking you through an uninterrupted flow here, and show you my settings, my breaker settings, all that stuff, so you can see where we're at. So bear with me here, and bear the jolting, the movements, and everything, and I'll get you rolling. So we're going to start under my cabinet here, because if you remember, I have my bypass in here. Okay, so remember, I could run either off of my generator port or my inverter port. All right, currently it is in the inverter port. The generator port that is, or the generator breaker that's there, it's literally coming from my generator outlet that's right here. Okay, right here. So that's what my generator breaker is here. It's coming from here. But as you can see, it's currently, my inverter breaker is up, my generator breaker is down. Okay, this is my interior PV disconnect that I had initially. I kept it in place. That's currently on. All my batteries, again, you can see the lights on those. Those are on. Can't see that one easily. All right, so we're at about 75% or 3/4 full on batteries. All right, and we're gonna head outside and show you. So again, don't mind that it says generator, but I changed. That was the initial port that came with the trailer. I installed this one because I also like the fact that this one shows me that there is power on there. But this is my shore power setup. This is my shore power wire. So the minute I disconnect this here, you'll see that it goes dead. So currently this is my generator port inside, even though I have not relabeled those just yet. All right. If you remember, I did put this shore power input in, and this is what feeds the inverter that's in the box. Generator housing is right here. The generator is currently not in there. I'll be doing a separate video on getting that in and showing the generator powering the inverter. This here is my shore power going to the inverter. So I'm going to be plugging my shore power plug into that, and you'll see the light here lights up once that's connected. So now that is shore power through the inverter. Okay, inverter is right in here doing its thing. And you can see on here, trying to clear the screen here so you can see it better. So you can see that there is PV coming in. We're currently pulling power from the batteries and sending it to the trailer. The house represents the trailer. And now you can also see that I am connected to the shore power at 60 hertz. If I reach over, which I'm going to try to do that while showing it to you here. If I reach over to the shore power plug and disconnect that, I just disconnected the shore power. Okay, and you can see that the voltage went away over here. And I'm still currently connected, running the trailer as is. So no shore power. I just disconnected that. Okay, trailer is not connected to shore power. Inverter is on. No power connection there. And if I walk inside, never mind my floor, guys, I got to mop and everything. It's been pretty dusty outside. So coming and going in my trailer, it's been pretty dragging all the dust in. My refrigerator is on. My freezer is on, and I have full power. So just wanted to share that update with you guys so you see that it is fully working as it is. And I will be going through the testings and everything else to make sure that there's no issues or anything, and I give you updates as that goes along. If you have any questions for me on my process, or there's something that you want to see in greater detail, and have any questions on how I did certain things to maybe get an idea for yourself, considering something like this, feel free to leave your questions in the comments. Let me know. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible on that and getting that clarification to you. All right. Until next time, guys, I'll see you then.